99.9% of the people that are using internet are actually utilizing the phone. Their phones for internet access, okay? And we very much see this in Jumia, because we see a lot of purchases are happening during the workday, when people are bored at work or eating lunch or getting ready to leave work. Whenever people are bored at work, it's amazing for us because it helps our sales spike. But then as soon as people are leaving work, we see that the rate of them shopping online tends to decrease, because the access to the internet is coming through their phones, but it's really they're shopping on desktops in the workplace. And the last aspect that I want to highlight with the growth of internet penetration is the growth of social media. And then what we'll have is we'll have a microphone. Social media penetration is 3 times that of Africa and almost as high of the entire world. So our social media penetration is at 19%. Now the internet is really a cause and a consequence of the smartphone market increasing to the extent it has. So what we've seen is quite a huge evolution with the internet progressing and becoming such a large part of the country into the smartphone market. So I'm just on a quick compare and contrast here of 2011, so 4 years ago, versus 2015, so versus current year. So the number of total phones sold, so the percentage of the total phones sold that were smartphones 4 years ago were 7%. The number of total phones sold that are smartphones today is 58%. More than half of the phones sold in Kenya today are now smartphones. If you look at the average price of the smartphones that have sold in Kenya, so in 2011, it was over 15,000 shillings. In just a matter of 4 years, that price has decreased by 50%. So the average selling price today is less than 10,000 shillings. And what we've also seen is the accessibility of the smartphones. So originally, 70% of the smartphones were sold in Nairobi. So in urban areas where people were accessing phones. This has completely changed today. So Nairobi accounts for 43% of the smartphones sold. However, if you look at Nairobi, Coast and Rift Valley together, it's 75% of the smartphones sold in Kenya, which means 25% of the smartphones that are sold today are happening in rural areas where people are actually getting access to the smartphone. So this is, again, phenomenal to see that smartphones are not just prevalent in urban cities, but also in rural areas across the board in Kenya.